Izzy has got in his hands the weirdest people he's ever played with or against. And I don't know how you've narrowed it down to 5.
Well, and it's an honour to be on this list because I genuinely...
How?
Well, let me start with, I admire these guys because they're being themselves.
Yep.
And in a footy environment, it is difficult.
It's an honour.
Yep.
A couple of honourable mentions that I could not squeeze into the top 5 was Jack Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah.
He's as weird as they come, and Byrne would know. Good fella, but probably doesn't have the name to fit in this top 5.
So he's weird enough to be in, but he's not famous
There's a
enough.
minimum talent pool, is there? If we can get in.
One of your close allies, JB, Ben Brown.
Yeah, great man,
Yeah,
Bernie.
yeah.
But he is different.
Bit
No doubt
different.
about that. Yep.
I'm not sure if this bloke's weird or not, or just looked weird. Jared Grant.
Yes, spindle shanks. Microphone head. Yep.
So here we go. We'll start with an ex-training partner of mine.
Number 5.
Number 5,
Training partner.
Mark Pitney.
All right.
Oh, my
so you
goodness.
spoke about him on Thursday's show.
I spoke about him on Thursday's show, and I have a great relationship with Pitto, but he was a weird guy.
Let's see Big Maxi lose his cool too often.
He's very niggly, Mark Pitnet. I trained with him for a few years at Hawthorn, and he loves to get under the opposition's skin. He prides himself on it.
I think he might have got a little drive-by a moment ago from Isaac Smith, who said he trained with me at Hawthorn. They could have called him a teammate or we played together, but no, he ran around on the training track. Training partner.
Well, you got to play, Gus.
It was more than a little drive-by. It was a drive-by shooting.
Good point.
So
You've got to play with him.
are we going to play a bit of what we had him on the rush hour
you
during
did.
the week, Mark Pitnet, and we put all of this to him. Let's have a listen. What about Izzy? That's disrespectful.
Well, I'm not that surprised. I mean, it was only 5 years I was on the list. Played the 7th game. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think he knew I played those 7 games. He actually never picked it to me.
5 years on the list.
Training partner.
5 years, 7 games. Like, that's fair, isn't
condescending
it?
is.
Number 4.
Yes.
Sorry, not a training partner of mine, a teammate, and he absolutely tore the 2014 final series to shreds. And he's the son of an absolute Hawthorn legend, Will Langford.
Yes.
But his intellect was way too high for a football club.
Oh, okay.
The books he read, I don't think I could get through the first page. The way he operated, the clothes he wore was just straight out weird. So, no, he's a great man, Will Langford, but he was a weird guy.
What year did he nearly win the Norm
Yeah,
Smith?
Hodgie got it in 2014 against
Kicked 3
Sydney.
or something.
He was brilliant. He kicked that
Yeah.
goal from the boundary that
bounce,
bunny
didn't it?
hopped
Yeah,
over
yeah.
someone's head in the
He
goal
deserved to win it ahead of
Yeah, he
Hodgie.
did.
Yeah, absolute great guy, and is someone who is definitely himself. Number 3.
That's a tree.
Oh, where are you getting these from?
Tree.
is someone who I always knew was weird, but didn't really realise how weird he was until I took over his number at Geelong. The great Harry Taylor.
Oh, yes. Yep.
How weird.
And so he'd dress up in a black suit to an event at Geelong, and he'd polished up black runners, and he'd wear black runners with his black suit. That's how. This is the type of stuff he'd operate.
Diarised his whole life, didn't he? He had a little
He did.
diary and he
Did he?
wrote
He did.
everything down that he ever
Didn't
did.
he shook hands with someone with a piece of ham in
Yeah,
his hand.
so he
after a
had
game.
a piece of ham in his sock.
Sock.
Yeah.
Who was that?
There was a
Jenkins?
reason he did it for
Was
some
Jenkins?
reason.
Don't know.
And then
Someone had food poisoning or something.
someone
Wasn't
missed a
that-
It was something like that.
Well, yeah.
Someone missed a goal in a big final, and he ran about 4K after this.
Someone
guy
missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, someone
so,
missed it, yeah.
no, Harry, he beats to his own drum, and we absolutely love him for it. Number 2, and I think
2.
this is my favourite of all time.
Didn't have one of them ready.
How to go, Rose?
Thanks, Ose. The big Will Minson.
Oh, yes.
And Rocket
Yeah.
Rodney Eads'
No,
favourite.
don't play it. Don't play it.
Rocket, we can't think. Sorry, mate. Come on. Okay. Come on. Right, okay. Get him off. Yeah, Get Minson off! He's coming. Get him back off. Get him off. Rocket, we can't hear. We can't hear.
It's some of my favourite audio ever. And Rocket tried to deny that it was him at one stage.
It wasn't him.
Is that Cameron? Is he trying to keep it calm?
Yeah, Leon Cameron.
We can't think.
Actually, nothing else needs to be said. Nothing else.
How good.
And number 1
Is it Damo?
is an ex-teammate of the big Will Minson
Oh, yes.
and a 3-time premiership teammate of myself, Brian Lake. He operates in different areas than anyone that's ever played the game operates in.
Oh, my God. He was a different unit. Big Brizer.
But we love him for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, while you were doing all of this, and I've absolutely loved it, I saw over your left shoulder there was an ad on television with an equally weird man who could have found his way in there nicely. Nath Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Extraordinarily
With an
weird
F.
unit.
Yeah.
Like, try and explain him in a sentence.
But Christina's straightening him up.
No, she's magnificent.
He's so happy, and it's beautiful to see.
No, well, she's magnificent,
Yeah.
and she's the whole reason he's not as weird as he was prior to that.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. What are we doing from here, please?
Going to UTAS.
UTAS.
Yeah.
Who's-
Hawks, Saints,
Right.
Tim Solly, Jack Heverin, Chris Johnson.
You weren't that sure about that. You were reading it, but you weren't sure about it.
I just
You
sort of
didn't
saw
say
some
that
reflections
with any
in the glass and it confused me.
All right, I'm liking that. Well,
Do you know what you're
Is he
doing
very
yet?
good?
Do you know
No,
what
I have
you're
no
doing?
idea.
You're getting picked up.
I literally have no idea.
Cowboy suit? Or...
I don't know about the cowboy suit.
You're right, no.
Birthday suit.
I'd be
It's his
disappointed
birthday.
if that was the case. I hope the birthday suit comes out at some stage. That'd be nice. Well
Have a
done,
good
Bernard.
day, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
Well done, Damo.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Nice to see you. I hope
Happy
you stay a
birthday.
part of this show for the rest of the year. It just works.